Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And on behalf of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I welcome you all for this important session, which we are doing as an inaugural session for the exhibition on the Bhutanese agro-based products, which we have kept here. So we are really thankful to His Excellency for sparing his time and being here with us. And thank you very much, the Secretary General, Mr. Sanjay Doorji, also from Bhutan Chamber, for sparing your time and being with us, sir. So as we all start the program with the traditional lamp lighting, I would request all our dignitaries there, and we can light the lamp, sir. Thank you very much, dignitaries. So just to introduce the dignitaries on the dais with us, we have His Excellency, the Ambassador of Royal Bhutanese Embassy in India, Major General Wetsop Namgyel. He is a very close friend of PhD Chamber, must say. Most of our events, he has been part of it. He has always been very supportive and cooperative whenever we have approached him. Thank you very much, Excellency, for being here today. Thank you. We also have with us Mr. Laurent D. Denois, the team leader, the cooperation section, delegation of EU to India and Bhutan. Thank you very much, Mr. Laurent, and sparing your time and being with us. We are also thankful to Mr. Sanjay Doorji, the Secretary General of Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. And we have our President from PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Pradeep Multani, and Mr. Pranab Poddar, our co-chair from the International Affairs Committee for South Asia, which we have in the chamber. Thank you very much. Other dignitaries from Bhutan and our members, thank you very much for being with us here today. So I would request our President, Mr. Pradeep Multani, to kindly felicitate our Ambassador, Shri Major General Wetsop Namgyelji, with a memento and a plant. I would request Shri Pranab Poddarji to kindly present a memento and plant to Mr. Laurent D. Lee Denois. And I think SG BCCI would like to present a memento to His Excellency. And I would request Mr. Doorji to also present, he would like to present a memento to President PhD Chamber as well. And sir, as a tradition, we would also like to present a memento and a plant to Mr. Doorji. I would request our president to please present a memento and a plant to Mr. Doorji, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So this partnership between PhD Chamber and Bhutan Chamber goes long back, almost 3 decades now when we signed the MOU, and which has been very active. We have been getting a lot of delegations from Bhutan for various events which we have done in India. And we have also taken our delegations to Bhutan, which were very supportive from the Bhutan Chamber as well. And we are really thankful to you. So now I would like to invite Mr. Pranab Poddar, the co-chair of International Affairs Committee for South Asia PhD Chamber, to give his opening remarks, please.
Very good evening to all the delegates on the dais. On behalf of PhD Chamber of Commerce, um, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to His Excellency Major General Namgyal, Ambassador of Royal Bhutanese Embassy to India, and the delegates from Bhutan. I would also like to thank the Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry for collaborating with the PhD CCI and organizing this event today, and for promoting the trade between the two nations. India and Bhutan, of course, as we all know, share a unique and time tested bilateral relationship characterized by the utmost trust, goodwill, and mutual understanding. The basis for the bilateral relations between India and Bhutan is formed by the Indo Bhutan Treaty of 1949, which provides for, among others, perpetual peace and friendship, free trade and commerce, and justice to each other's citizens. There are vibrant cultural exchanges between the two countries. A number of Bhutanese pilgrims travel to holy Buddhist sites in India every year. This reflects a special nature of the relationship between the two countries. And of course, we share an open border with each other, and travel of tourists between the two countries for work, tourism, shopping, medical care, etc. We also share a cordial diplomatic relationship between each other, and good bilateral trade in the past. And India has found a remarkable diplomatic and trade partner in Bhutan. At PhD CCI, we believe in fostering cordial and progressive trade and investment relationships, keeping in view the benefit to both the countries. So today's exhibition, organized by BCCI, is about exploring the uh, Bhutanese market for sustainable products, agricultural products, in line with the demand for organic products between both countries, and giving the platform to the companies from Bhutan to form the necessary collaborations and partnerships and joint ventures with the Indian industry. And I would like to take this opportunity to apprise you and all the delegates that this event is of prime importance to us at PhD CCI because of the mandate to reach out to neighboring countries and otherwise. Uh, the exhibition is, I think, at the Modi Hall, and it has a lot of companies exhibiting a lot of their natural products, organic products. And I'm sure that the B2B meet, followed by the exhibition today, which is going to happen tomorrow as well, with the one-to-one meetings, would be very fruitful for companies from both sides and in exploring partnerships with each other. So I once again, welcome all of you to this event, and have a good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pranavji. And as you rightly mentioned, that we would like to take this further also. So, with the permission of Ambassador and the President, sir, we would like to take a delegation to Bhutan in the end of January and early week of February. So, we'll be seeking your guidance in that, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Sanjay Doorji, the Secretary General of Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to set up the tone about the exhibition and give us more details, please.
Your Excellency, Ambassador of Bhutan to India, Major General Vinamgil, Honorable President of the PSD Chamber, Mr. Pradeep Multani, Chairman of PFDCC South Asia Committee, Mr. Naveen Sardana, Mr. Lauren Ledenos, I hope I pronounced it correctly, Team Leader Cooperation Section, Delegation of EU to India and Bhutan, Ms. Meghna Singh, Project Manager, Delegation of EU to India and Bhutan. Participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. First of all, I must remark a very proficient sense of gratefulness to all the people gathered here today. We are indeed very fortunate to have an overwhelming provision of representation from a very diverse group. Your presence and collaboration here today marks the significance of this event that we have organized. This exhibition on Bhutan agro products is being organized by the Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry in collaboration with the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry and supported by the Royal Bhutanese Embassy, New Delhi. On behalf of all the organizers, I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to this inaugural ceremony. Being able to organize such an event here in Delhi is an indication of the continued special and exemplary ties of friendship and cooperation shared by our two countries and the people that are built on shared values and aspirations, utmost trust and mutual respect. I hope that this event, in its own small way, would contribute towards the advancement of this unique relationship to respond to hopes and aspirations of our two people for the common prosperity and a better future. It's been approximately about 7 to 8 months after the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, as we start to see more clearly how this crisis affected the livelihoods of people around the world, we know that many people have lost their jobs. And as we proceed with life after COVID, the threats to the livelihoods are still apparent and real. Vulnerable families are struggling to be pushed further below the poverty line, and we expect the divide between the formal and informal economy, public and private sectors, large versus micro, small and medium enterprises to become even larger. So while the expectation of a swift return to this pre-pandemic status could turn out to be optimistic, it is likely that the progress made over the years will slow down and in some cases will even slide back. Many people who have lost their jobs and whose livelihoods have been affected deeply by the pandemic at this juncture may feel that the future is rather bleak. Yet, it is believed that if there is one lesson that we all have learned from the past, it is that people, communities, and governments can overcome such crises when they work together effectively. And this is one main reason why we are here today and have organized this event today here in Delhi. So the positive side of the COVID-19 crisis is that it has presented a once-in-a-generation opportunity to reset and redesign our battered economies and societies. It is a chance to build a better and a bolder forward. Bhutan has also started to rethink and redesign its fragile economy to put itself on a transformational development recovery process that leaves no one behind, and for a recovery that is smart and jumps forward instead of only putting or resolving immediate issues and restoring the status quo. So one of the main reasons for having organized this exhibition here today in Delhi with the collaboration with the PhD Chamber is to, in our own small ways, augment the government's efforts in this recovery and the transformational process. And the theme being agro-products, is it because Bhutan still remains an agriculture-oriented country and a lot of reforms within this sector will be happening going forward. In fact, the government has already started pinning its hopes on the agriculture sector to help the economy bounce back from the COVID impacts. Furthermore, The promotion of cottage and small industries and creating market linkages has always been one of the main roles of the Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And we have been working with various MOU partners in India to promote and create market linkages for the products of CSI. We have collaborated, for instance, with the Confederation of Indian Industries, CII, and the Embassy of India in Bhutan to tie up Bhutanese CSIs with supermarket chains like Reliance and Spencer's in the cities of India. Simultaneously, the BCCI Switch Asia project has been working with agro-based CSIs focusing on sustainable practices like organic and good agricultural practices to create market linkages, including online platforms. So a lot of work and efforts have gone into preparing the CSIs for market linkages, such as discussions with buyers, understanding the market compliance requirements, and testing of products. In the process, we have gained adequate experiences and also learned lessons from our engagement for the Bhutanese CSIs. Through our endeavors to link up CSIs in the mainstream market, we have realized the need to explore buyers in the market we who are operating on a similar scales of the CSIs in Bhutan to create sustainable market linkages. One of the ways to head towards this is attending B2B events and also organizing focused fairs and exhibitions in the potential markets as we have done today. So against this backdrop, the BCCI is organizing this exhibition on Bhutan agro-based products here in Delhi today. We have with us 15 aspiring agro-based entrepreneurs from the CSI sector in Bhutan with their products. We hope that this exhibition would prove to be a networking platform for them to reconnect and connect with potential partners and pick up from where they have left off, to market their products and promote trade and investment opportunities through face-to-face discussions, meetings, and interactions between like-minded people from the two countries. It is therefore aspired to provide opportunity to establish business leads, linkages, and partnerships. In addition, I also do hope that our participants explore product development prospects and most importantly, understands the market regulatory requirements, which has been a challenge in the recent times at the time of exporting our products from Bhutan. I would also like to report here that a visible outcome has been made from our efforts by the Chamber on market linkages in the world. Under the EU-funded BCCI Switch Asia project, the Chamber, in collaboration with partners in India, has put substantial time and energy to bring on board reliable importers in the Indian market. We are pleased to report that the tea products of Bhutan, two tea products of Bhutan, Bhutan Herbal Tea from Bumtang, has been launched and listed for sale in My Pahadi Dukan, an e-commerce platform dealing in products from the mountains of India. I've been told that Mr. Rohan, the representative of My Pahadi Dukan, and Mr. Aram, the importer who has served as a link between My Pahadi Dukan and the Bhutan Herbal Tea, is here today among us. Similarly, the co-founder of the Bhutan Herbal Tea is also here with us today to showcase his product. We would like to thank the EU Switch Asia for the project support and My Pahadi Dukan and Mr. Aram for being a part of the Chamber's endeavor to create sustainable market linkages. We look forward to seeing more Bhutanese products being sold through your e-commerce platform in the future. So with these few words, I would like to end my session here and would like to hope that the exhibition that we have organized here today would not end as a one-off project, and instead that it would trigger a lot of similar programs or exhibitions, whether it's being held here in India or in Bhutan. We hope that this will be one of many going forward. To the MOU partners and our other partners, the PhD Chamber and the EU Switch Asia, I would like to urge that we continue to explore opportunities with common interest going forward as we have done in the past. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a very good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Doorji, for giving us an enlightenment on the products which you have and the activities which BCCI is doing. And we, on behalf of PhD, we assure you that we will be always there as your extended arm here. And just to apprise you that we have similar kind of facilities in different cities in India as well, in Lucknow, in Chandigarh, in Jaipur. So whenever you feel the need, we are always there for you. Apart from this, we have presence in 16 states in India. So we can be of support to you in that way also. So thank you very much once again. Now I would like to invite Mr. Pradeep Multani, the President, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to give his presidential remarks, please.
Thank you, Mr. Naveen said. A very good evening to everyone. His Excellency Major General Wetsop Namgyal, Ambassador of Royal Bhutanese Embassy, Mr. Sanjay Doorji, Secretary General BCCI, Mr. Laurent Lee Denois, Team Leader, Cooperation Section, Delegation of European Union to India and Bhutan, delegates from Bhutan, members of the Chamber, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our delegates and friends from Bhutan to PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I am grateful to the Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry for supporting us in this endeavor and making it a reality. It is indeed a matter of great honor to welcome each and every one of you. A very special thanks to our very close friend, His Excellency Major General Wetsop Namgyal, Ambassador of Royal Bhutanese Embassy in India. I would briefly like to apprise you about the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. PhD CCI has been working as a catalyst for the promotion of Indian industry, trade, and entrepreneurship for the past 116 years. It is a forward-looking, proactive, and dynamic pan-India apex organization. As a partner in progress with industry and government, PhD CCI works at the grassroots level with strong national and international linkages for propelling progress, harmony, and integrated development of the Indian economy. PhD CCI, acting as a voice of industry and trade, reaches out to 150,000 companies consisting of large, medium, and small industries and has forged ahead, leveraging its legacy with the industry knowledge across multiple sectors to take the Indian economy to the next level. At the global level, we have been working with the embassies and high commissions in India and overseas to bring in international best practices and business opportunities. We are all aware how the pandemic tested everyone around the world. India and Bhutan cooperated closely to tackle the unprecedented challenges posed by COVID-19 outbreak. Government of India undertook programs like Vaccine Maitri, under which Bhutan became the first country to receive vaccines from India. Additionally, India gifted our neighbors with life-saving medicines, PPE kits, masks, portable X-ray machines, etc. Bhutan and India, as we all know, are close neighbors and share a touching boundary. Along with the boundary, Bhutan and India share diplomatic, commercial, development, economic, and cultural relations. The traditionally unique bilateral relations characterized by trust and understanding have been sustained by a tradition of regular high-level visits between the two countries. The basic framework around which these bilateral relations exist was laid down in 1949 as Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation. The excellent state of bilateral ties, which are based on mutual trust and respect and underpinned by shared historical, cultural, economic, developmental, and people-to-people linkages. India's top exports to Bhutan are petrol and diesel, passenger cars, rice, wood charcoal, cell phones, coke and semi-coke, soya bean oil, excavators, electric generators and motors, parts for turbines, transport, vehicles, bitumen. India's imports from Bhutan are electricity, cardamoms, betel nut, oranges, semi-finished products of iron or non-alloy steel, boulders, etc. India is the leading source of investments in Bhutan, comprising 50% of the country's FDI. There are about 30 Indian companies in Bhutan operating in various sectors: banking, manufacturing, electricity generation, agri-food processing, ITS, pharmaceuticals, hospitality, and education, we have organizations, Indian organizations such as Punjab National Bank, State Bank of India, Tata Power Company Limited, General Insurance Corporation, Apollo Educational Infrastructure Services, Azista Industries, Meghalaya Oxygen, etc. in Bhutan. Hydropower cooperation is the most important symbol of the symbiotic cooperation between our two lovely countries. Till date, the Government of India has constructed 4 major hydroelectric projects in Bhutan, totaling 2136 megawatts, the project looking at completion in 2026. The scope of Project Tide Assistance (PTA) projects range from agriculture to irrigation, ICT, media, health, tertiary education, school education, scholarships, labor and human resource development, roads, energy, urban development, judiciary, culture, constitutional offices, and media. The high impact community development projects include projects with short gestation period and cover areas like the development of drinking water supply networks, irrigation canals, building of farm roads, basic health units, and other rural infrastructure. Space cooperation is a new and promising area of bilateral cooperation. The SAS was launched by India in 2017 as a gift to the countries in South Asia region, including Bhutan, which was jointly inaugurated by the prime ministers of both countries. Fintech is another new domain of collaboration between India and Bhutan. Collaborations on e-learning front are also ongoing, which includes the development of an e-library portal, establishment of a data center in Thimphu Tech Park, creation and management of e-content, and the creation of e-libraries in schools, colleges, etc. There are vibrant cultural exchanges between the two countries. A number of Bhutanese pilgrims travel to holy Buddhist sites in India. Reflecting the special nature of the relationship, the two countries share an open border with regular exchange of travelers in both directions for work, tourism, shopping, medical care, etc. Friends, tremendous opportunities exist between the countries, India and Bhutan. I am sure the forum we are having today will go a long way in promotion of trade and investment cooperation between the two countries. As we all know, IMF says, not only India says, but IMF also says, that India is the fastest growing economy in the world, and it is projected to grow at 7.4% in 20 to 23. We shall work with our Bhutanese friends to ensure that Bhutan too grows at a fast pace along with us. We from PhD CCI are planning to take a delegation to Bhutan during end January or early February 23, for which will be taking the guidance from you, Your Excellency, and also valuable inputs from BCCI to make it very meaningful and successful. Thank you once again, and I wish you all good luck for future ventures and endeavors. And I'm sure all the participants will have B2B meetings tomorrow. Before I finish, my friends from BCCI, we at the PhD chambers will ensure that it's not just a tourism visit to India. Whatever we can possibly do we look upon all the companies which are here as our very own. Whatever we can do to promote them, because there is honey stalls here from Bhutan. We also have honey production, honey cultivation in India. So how can we ensure that the Bhutanese honey also sells here? Whatever support we can provide to you, rest assured we'll provide that. Lastly, I would like to mention, in my 67 years of age, I have visited more than 35 countries in the world. I visited Bhutan 4 years ago. All I'll say is, Bhutan is the most beautiful country with absolutely outstanding humans, and we are really proud to have you as our friends. Friends, a big round of applause for our Bhutanese friends. Thank you very much to everyone. God bless us all. Be safe and healthy.
Thank you very much, President Sir, for sharing your thoughts with us. Now I would like to invite the chief guest of the evening today, His Excellency Major General Wetsop Namgyal, the Ambassador of the Royal Bhutanese Embassy in India, to share his thoughts with us.
Shri Pradeep Multani, President of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Sanjay Doorji, Secretary General of the Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Shri Pranab Podar, Co-Chair of the PhD Chamber, Mr. Laurent D. Donis of the EU Cooperation Section, Mr. Navin Seth, exhibitors from Bhutan, members of India's business community, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all a very good evening. It is a pleasure and a privilege for me to take part in this inaugural program of the exhibition of Bhutanese agro-based products in Delhi. I would like to express my deep appreciation to Shri Pradeep Multani and his colleagues in the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry for hosting this event in the PhD campus. I commend the BCCI for organizing this exhibition of agro-based products from Bhutan. I also thank the EU South Asia Committee for their support. I extend a very warm welcome to Delhi, to the Secretary General and officials of BCCI, and to all participants from Bhutan who have brought their products for this exhibition. PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry is one of the major business chambers from India to visit Bhutan. A good working relation was established between PhD and BCCI following the signing of an MOU in December 2016. In September 2017, Mr. Gopal Jawarjika, the PhD president at that time, led a 18-member business delegation to Bhutan to explore business opportunities in real estate, HR consultancy, steel and power, waste management, and telecommunication. BCCI organized a B2B meeting for the visiting delegates and prospective business partners in Bhutan. Other programs and events were also organized. However, the pandemic came in the way of physical meetings, and some events had to be held virtually. Bhutan is now emerging from the pandemic, and visitors to our country only required to undergo a test on arrival. This requirement may also be done away with when Bhutan opens up for tourism on 23rd September. We are hopeful that after more than 2.5 years since the outbreak of the pandemic, COVID will no longer constrain economic activities and people-to-people engagements in our region as well as in the world. As the ambassador of Bhutan to India, I am happy to say that our two countries enjoy very close and special relations. One may ask, this is what happens when ambassadors have to keep the phone open all the time, but I'll ignore it. Yeah. One may ask, what makes India-Bhutan relations so close, warm, and special? The answer lies in culture, geography, and wise leadership. On the cultural front, for us in Bhutan, India is the land of Lord Buddha and Guru Padmasambhava. We cherish the precious gift of Buddhism that we received from India. It is the wish of every Bhutanese to visit the sacred Buddhist sites in India at least once in their lifetime. So it is natural for the people of Bhutan to feel a very close bond with India. Now, when it comes to geography, Bhutan is a landlocked country with only two neighbors, China in the north and India in the south. Our borders in the north run along very high mountains with most of the passes inaccessible and covered by snow in winter months. On the other hand, our borders in the south open up to the plains of India and provide us with access to the outside world. Our leaders in Bhutan have been wise and pragmatic in recognizing the geographical ground realities. As a landlocked, south facing Himalayan country, the key to Bhutan's development and prosperity lies in close friendship and cooperation with India. So it is in Bhutan's best interest to have India as our closest friend and neighbor. Accordingly, our leaders adopted a policy of maintaining the closest of relations with India based on genuine friendship and trust. This has been reciprocated by all the leaders of India, cutting across party lines. Indeed, Prime Minister Modi summed up the essence of India-Bhutan relations, which he described as Bharat for Bhutan and Bhutan for Bharat. Now, when it comes to economic cooperation, our trade with India is covered under a free trade agreement on trade, commerce, and transit that is renewed from time to time. In keeping with our close and special relations and the huge asymmetry in the size of our economies, the free trade agreement has some elements that accord special consideration to Bhutan. Some of you may be wondering about the possible areas of investment in Bhutan. Our FDI policy of 2019 contains a list of business activities and different sectors that are open for investment. Proposals under the priority sector are fast-tracked for approval, and 100% foreign ownership is allowed in some service sectors such as hotels and resorts, health, and IT park development. Education and manufacturing sectors are open for 74% ownership by foreign investors. Small-scale activities like agro-based products, value-added forest-based products, and cottage industries are open for 49% ownership by foreign investors. With regard to business and economic ventures in Bhutan, as required with development projects, commercial venture activities must also align with the principles of gross national happiness, known as GNH, that is central to our development philosophy. Commercial projects and activities should not undermine our rich cultural heritage or have a negative impact on the natural environment. In this regard, our National Environment Commission has classified all commercial ventures and business activities into three categories: green category, blue category, and red category. Projects and initiatives that fall under green category, such as tour and travel services, consultancies, communication services, cottage industries, and organic farming business, are exempted from environmental clearance. Projects that fall under blue category, such as food processing and dairy products, mineral water plants, pharmaceuticals, and floriculture and horticulture, are subjected to initial environment examination. Projects that fall under red category, like ferroalloys industries, cement plants, mining and hydropower projects, are subjected to environment impact assessment. It may be asked, does the requirement for business projects and activities to align with GNH principles and environmental regulations make investment in Bhutan more difficult? While this requirement for aligning with GNH principles may not give the impression of a red carpet welcome to FDI, I would say that it will actually be very good for the long-term health and resilience of business ventures in Bhutan. Of course, ease of doing business must always be promoted. Incentives for investment should also be given, and business ventures should have the scope of making a good profit. The 2017 Fiscal Incentives Act provides tax holiday of 5 to 10 years in most sectors. It also gives income tax exemption for 10 years on convertible currency earnings from exports by newly established manufacturing and IT services. Return on investment is very important, but at the same time, profit should not be the only consideration for investing in Bhutan. When investors come to Bhutan, they are entering a country whose people have always valued the close ties of friendship and cooperation with India. Our country enjoys peace and political stability. The air is clean, the scenery is beautiful, and the culture is rich and well preserved. Against this background, business projects that are aligned with GNH principles and are successfully implemented will naturally enjoy local support and appreciation. Just imagine how good it would be to establish a world standard school or college in Bhutan that will provide quality education to local and foreign students, or a high quality wellness center or hospital that will treat and rejuvenate medical tourists in a very peaceful environment. Why not have a joint venture in herbal medicine in a country that has been traditionally referred to as the land of medicinal plants? Or consider the possibilities of IT related business in a country that produces clean power at a very good price. Business ventures and economic partnership with Bhutan against the backdrop of GNH and its values and principles will provide a special experience for the investors. Being value-based commercial activities, these business ventures will also be more durable and resilient in today's world of unbridled consumerism and increasing environmental challenges. More importantly, a resilient India-Bhutan economic partnership will enhance the quality of the very special and excellent relations between our two countries. Now, coming back to the exhibition of agro-based products from Bhutan, which is being inaugurated today, the theme of the event is exploring market for sustainably produced products from Bhutan. The agro-based products that will be on display and sale are all produced by our cottage and small industries companies. CSIs account for 90% of the industries in Bhutan. Our agro-based CSIs face challenges in product standardization and certification, labeling and packaging, and access to market. With encouragement and support from the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the BCCI, I'm hopeful that our CSI companies taking part in this exhibition will be able to establish business contacts and acquire useful ideas for their business activities and for the marketing of their products. I would like to thank the PhD Chamber for collaborating with the Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry to hold this exhibition of agro-based products from Bhutan. I look forward to seeing the collaboration between the PhD Chamber and BCCI become stronger and stronger in the years ahead, thereby contributing to the growth of economic cooperation between India and Bhutan. Long live India-Bhutan friendship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Excellency. I think you very aptly touched all the points which are very relevant, and I think our members will definitely look into it. I would request if you can get a copy of your speech, because the data which you have mentioned in this, we would like to circulate to our members. We reach out to 150,000 members in India. So we'd like to reach out to them and tell them all these details so that they can get more interested in this. Thank you very much once again. Now I would like to invite Mr. Laurent D. Denois, the team leader, Cooperation Section Delegation of EU to India and Bhutan, for his special remarks on EU Switch Asia projects activities in Bhutan.
Thank you very much. It gives me great pleasure to be here today in the presence of such an audience. such as His Excellency Ambassador Major General Nangyel from the Royal Bhutanese Embassy, Mr. Sanjay Doorji, Secretary General of the BCC, Mr. Pradeep Multani, President, PhD BCCI, and other colleagues on the dais. Dear colleagues, I would like to take the opportunity to warmly welcome the trade delegation of agro-MSMEs from Bhutan who are participating in the exhibition, which is organized by the BCCI in collaboration with PhD Chamber of Commerce, India. The exhibition for which we are here today will not just be interesting to see, but will also mark a step forward. Some of you may start small, but some who have become very, very big sometimes start very small. I even have colleagues in India who started businesses in a garage and have huge factories 20 years later. So sometimes it's not even thinkable what you're doing, what could develop. So today you may be very small. You don't know where you're going. Maybe you will remain small and you'll be happy to remain small, and maybe you become bigger. But I think the future can be very, very interesting and sometimes unpredictable. After years of closed borders due to pandemic, developments such as this give us hope that we are finally moving towards more normal times and interesting times. As you may be aware, the EU has a long-standing productive and strategic partnership with both India and Bhutan. These partnerships lays great focus on development and sustainability, including in the context of trade and support to MSMEs. In fact, interestingly, this morning, let's say the big issue between India and the EU today is the FTA, the Free Trade Agreement, which is restarting. I was here in India when the first talks were held. They didn't conclude. We are restarting. I think there is more appetite from both sides. And I think the time is much better today to engage in a free trade agreement, which cannot be the same as it was in the past. And though I'm talking about EU and India here, I have very, very much Bhutan at the back of my mind, because to me, a key difference here in the last free trade agreement this time is that this time it's just not possible to do trade the way it was done before. And I think that fits Bhutan quite well. To be honest, last time, let's say, because this morning I was with we have right at the moment in India, the team in charge of the Trade and Sustainable Development chapter within the FTA agreement. So we've been, and they are talking through the week with various stakeholders from government and non-government on the Sustainable Trade and Sustainable chapter, mainly environment issues and labor issues. To be very honest with you, in the last negotiations, before they ended, these issues were not taken so seriously. And this time, it's just not possible that they are not taken seriously. I don't know so much about India. I've just come back after a year in India, so I can't say that too much, but I can see what's happening in Europe. And many, many more citizens in Europe are challenging goods that go from one side to the other side of the planet. We don't think we can do business like this. Some of it can be done. Maybe there is a justification for it. But if the whole business is done like this, we don't think that's good for the planet, and we don't think that's good for the people, actually. That might be good for a lucky few, but it's definitely not good for the larger size. So, as I say, we are engaging in development and sustainability. And again, sustainability here before maybe was a kind of, okay, a word that you say. Today, it's not just a word that you say. It's you really have to integrate sustainability within your business practices. And that's taking care of the planet and the people. If you don't do it, well, some of us will not do business with you anymore. In fact, we have been talking about China here. More and more, China has become increasingly difficult to, let's be honest, in Europe, let's say we knew what was happening in China. and we knew the way business was done, but somehow everybody, or almost everybody, accepted it. Today, we are challenging the way things are done in China, and we're not the only ones. And that's why, in a sense, I think today, if you see what's happening in the US, if you see what's happening in China, if you see what's happening between Russia and Ukraine, my sense is that the stars are aligned above India, and that would be good if Bhutan benefits from some of it. I think they're really aligned above India, and now we have to see if India is going to seize the opportunity. But definitely from Europe, we want to engage much more with India, and differently, and not just not just constructing buildings, but constructing buildings, that are green buildings, and that are green buildings that are better for people as well. So we are really pushing for businesses which are different, that's for sure, and that will be part of the FTA. And India was not very keen at all on that sustainable development chapter in the past, and today is open to it. And I think that's a very good news for Bhutan. Very, very good news, because Bhutan is leading on these issues worldwide, and is showing us a different way. And I think I really thank Bhutan for that. Really, really thank you very much to resist some pressures, even some pressures from Europe, some pressures from everywhere, from India, from Europe. So it's, well, as you said, you are doing business, but you have principles, and you are doing business, but you have to respect those principles. And I think this is great, and I hope you can do that as long as you can, really. I say it very sincerely, and it's not just tokenistic what I'm saying. MSMEs play a major role in the economies of the countries. In fact, again, to come back to discussions we had in the morning with these colleagues from trade, so Brussels, 2 colleagues from Brussels on trade issues within this trade sustainable development chapter. Well, the whole talk about was about 92% informal economy in India, right? And the size of not just the SMEs, but also the MSMEs, the micro and small. So, and that's interesting because it's very vibrant. It's really part of the economy. So we have huge companies here, but we have also very micro ones which are connected to these huge. And in a sense, as I see it, I may be wrong, as I see it, these micro MSMEs are, let's say, a huge opportunity for employment, for business. But they're also a challenge for let's say, regulators from states and companies, because well, how do you ensure social protection to the informal economy? That would be a challenge. That's a challenge even in Europe. I mean, how do you do that? It's very difficult. But that's also increasingly a challenge for businesses. And some of you may know, I don't know if you're aware about that, but in Europe is tabled actually at the European Parliament a due diligence directive on environment, social, and governance norms, and once approved by the European Parliament, which we hope no later than next 2 years, will have to be approved by the national parliaments in Europe, and that will make European businesses reliable and compliant throughout the supply chain. So it means all their subcontracting partners will have to ensure environment, social, and governance compliance. And that's going to be key. And that's being negotiated in Europe at the moment. It's going to be a major, major directive. And I think, to me, it's a good directive, which goes in a sense of what Bhutan is trying to show the rest of the world of how you should grow. There is fast growth, but there is also slow growth, or there is balanced growth. And the fast growth of the past is, we have seen the types of problems it brings to, at the very least, if we don't want to talk about the people, definitely the planet. That's I think, undeniable. So we think it's probably better to go for a balanced growth than a fast growth. Anyway, specifically in the case of Bhutan, one of the ways in which we provide support is through the, I don't want to go too much into details, but we provide budget support to the government of Bhutan, and we understand the government of Bhutan is very appreciative of budget support modality because of the way it works. But we also support, and here we're into that, more, let's say, project-based Switch Asia program. And here we are very much supporting or helping support different production and consumption patterns, more sustainable. So again, I think this, among all the different instruments we have within the European Commission in the cooperation sector, I think this Switch Asia program is one I think I'm personally very proud of. I'm not the only one. And in fact, some Indian colleagues here in India have been part of the design of this program. So they've been part of designing that program because of their experience. So it's a European program, but also with Indian intelligence. And it's trying to really develop different types of, as I say, production and consumption patterns. Okay, I don't want to be too long. In the context of the support that we provide via Switch Asia, Bhutan has benefited from 5 projects so far, and there's three have stopped and 2 are ongoing, especially on the focus on tourism and hospitality sector, and as I said, in particular, adopting a sustainable supply chain approach, including in the agro-food processing sector. This exhibition today, however, has beneficiaries participating as a result of a regional initiative, funding by the EU Switch Asia instrument, and implemented by the organization Fairtrade. Our colleague Abhishek from Fairtrade unfortunately got COVID and could not be with us today. Many of us have been affected one after the other, so that's his turn. And hopefully we'll have a mild version of it, and he will, like many of us these days. Fairtrade works together with us on sustainable consumption and production with the goal to stimulate demand for better products and production technologies and to help consumers make informed choices. This exhibition is an example of what can be done with creating models and case studies for cross-border SME collaboration, and not just SME collaboration, because PhD is not exactly an SME, and BCCI is not exactly an SME either. So SMEs benefit from also bigger partners, and that's very good. Okay, I wish to thank all participants and contributors, particularly from Bhutan, but also very much from India as well. And wish you all the best. And just for the anecdote, I will be in Bhutan from 17th to 24th. So that's I will try to see how I can carry forward that, interact with the colleagues over there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lauren. I think you have given us a lot of food for thought. And Mr. I would like to just apprise you that in the PhD chamber, we have roughly 60 expert committees on different sectors. So we would like to work with you. And as you yourself mentioned, we also represent large, medium, and small companies here. So yes, definitely SME, yes, they would like to be benefited from this. So we are with you on that part. Thank you very much. Now, as Mr. Doorji mentioned about that part, we would like to give some certificates of appreciation to my Pahadi Dukan, Mr. Rohan. I would request if you can come on stage, and I request His Excellency, our President and other dignitaries to please give the certificate to Mr. Rohan from my Pahadi Dukan. Thank you, Rohan. Now I would like to invite Mr. Aram Bardia, ST India. If you can please come on the stage. Thank you very much. So as we have this exhibition going on, so we have the Bhutanese exhibitors here. So I would request all of them to please be very brief and give what products you are here and what you are looking for. So I would like to start with the Bhutan Herbal Tea. If you can just raise your hand so that the mic can be given to you. Who is the representative from Bhutan Herbal Tea? Yeah, you can be very brief and tell about your product.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And to keep it very brief, I think I will have to let go of whatever I've written. So I'll just go on with my products. So I'm Sonam Chiki, and I am the founder and managing director of Bhutan Herbal Tea based in Parola. We are an organization which started as a passion project, but now slowly turning into a social entrepreneurship as we work with farmers and women groups across Bhutan. And we mainly focus on moringa as our base for the tea instead of Camellia sinensis. And we have different varieties of herbs and spices that we use for our 7 varieties, 7 different blends. And here we have brought just 5, but nevertheless, hopefully with this event, we will get more opportunities to showcase our products here in India. And we also hope that this platform proves as a gateway for our Bhutanese products to at least be able to enter the international food specialty industry and market. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Now I invite a representative from Crystal Moon Products.
Good evening to you all. I'm Ishita Jandin, presenting Crystal Moon Products at Jimiling, Serpong District. The Crystal Moon product is the food processing organizations that produce good qualities, value-added food products ranging from spices, pickles, and paste to semi-candies. Thank you.
Thank you. Bhutan Agro Industries Limited.
Good evening to all, honorable chief guest, Mr. President, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I represent Bhutan Agro Industries, and I am the Deputy CEO of Bhutan Agro Industries based in Limithang. It's very important to highlight the objectives of why Bhutan Agro Industries in Limithang was established. It was envisioned by His Majesty, the King, with the objectives to help the farmers in the East to enhance their livelihood. Secondly, to create job opportunities for our youth. Thirdly, to reduce imports and increase exports. So today we have showcased our 5 flavors of EOC juice, which we call it easily openable cane juices, and also jam, pickle, and mountain spring water. So we hope to connect our products with the aspiring traders in India. We are basically processing all these fruits and vegetables because to help our farmers. And I wish a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Beekeepers Cooperative of Bhutan.
Good evening, Your Excellency, Ambassador of Bhutan to India, Mr. President, PSD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Secretary General of BCCI, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sanam Wangchuk, representing Beekeepers Cooperative of Bhutan, that based in Bhutan, that lies around 2,800 to 3,000 meters above sea level. Beekeepers Cooperative was introduced in 1987 with the European species of honeybee, so-called Apis mellifera. With the financial support from Swiss Association on International Association, with the 7 beekeepers members. Now we do have 115 registered members as with cooperative with total of 5,000 beehives. Altogether, as of now, firms have capacity of producing 14 metric tons of honey per year. Since then, we have a cooperative future outlook on exploring market in outside Bhutan. On that note, I would like to thank Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry for giving opportunity to Beekeepers Cooperative to showcase their products in today's Bhutanese Agro-Based product exhibition in PSD Chamber Hall. And heartfelt thankful to PSD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, New Delhi, to providing us this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Be organic.
Good evening to all. I like to start with the line, we would like to make our world a better place to live. My name is Doorji, the founder and the promoter of the Be Organic. We cultivate the buckwheat in a carbon negative country called Bhutan, and we have got a great philosophy in which we want to make a better place for everyone. In our company, our goal is not just for the people like you and us, but we believe in recruiting the people from all walks of life, including the disabled person, the people from the different gender, the transgender, or the people who are left behind, like in a single mother or like that. So we believe the world is a place for everyone, and we recruit people from with any type of skills or the ability in order to make the product available for the world. So with that, I would like to end that if anybody here like to be and part of us to making a better world, I like to meet with any of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bhutan Superfood and Herbs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tilayangzom. I'm the founder of Bhutan Superfood and Herbs. So I have 8 products in the market. Mostly, I look into healthy foods. So I have 4 teas, which are based with ginger. And then I have 2 grains. So I process and package red rice, and I process and package quinoa. I have buckwheat and sprouted wheat flour. And I have very soon I will be launching 12 more herbs in the market. Thank you.
Thank you. Druk honey.
Kuzang Bola, Her Excellency, Ambassador of Bhutan to India, President of PSDCCI, delegates of BCCI, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank PSDCCI and BCCI for giving me this opportunity to present in this event. My name is Navin Biswakarma. My product is Druk Honey, which is located in Bumthang, Central Bhutan. It is a certified company under BAFRA, under Royal Government of Bhutan. My company produce around 20 metric ton of pure and raw and pure honey. So I am here to search for reliable market for my product, and my product is here in PhD chamber to welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you. Jillab Agro Products.
Good evening to you all. I'm Kalyan Mahat, founder of Asis Horticulture and Nursery and Jillab Agro Products. Asis Horticulture is organic certified farm which produces hairless red kiwi, avocado, oranges, large cardamom, and turmeric, which are processed by Jillab Agro Products. We also process naturally produced fruits and spices by the farmers of Bhutan. And we have kiwi jam, yakun syrup, and wild bee honey and stingless bee honey. And we're exploring market in India. And also we're looking for packaging raw materials and small machines for cottage industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Daga Adding Masala Unit.
Very kuzu Zambo and good evening to all of you. My name is Narad Koirala. My company name Damu. It's far away in hills of Dagana. Dagana is one of the remotest district in Bhutan, I think. So my company mainly deals with spices, and right now we have bought few products like turmeric and chili. And my company also deals with the ginger and other spices. Thank you.
Thank you. Bhutan Green Products.
Kuzu Zangpo, Namaste, and a very good evening to Your Excellency, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bhutan to India, President, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Secretary General, Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, distinguished delegates on the dais and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a great honor for me to be part of this event and interact with the esteemed members of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. My name is Doorji, and I represent my company Bhutan Green Products, which is based in Samrup Jongkhar, southeastern part of Bhutan, and it takes about 2 hours drive from Guwahati International Airport. We are mainly dealing with natural and organic spices. If you're interested to import both natural and certified organic spices from Bhutan, please contact me during the networking dinner. Last but not least, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to the Secretary General of PCCI and his dedicated team for creating this wonderful marketing platform in collaboration with the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry with the support of EU-Bhutan Switch Asia project. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much. Last but not the least, Bhutan Herbal Tea.
Kuzambol. My name is Wang Chuk, and I am the co-founder of Bhutan Herbal Tea, same name, but different district, Bumthang. So actually at Bhutan Herbal Tea Bumthang, we grow chamomile, peppermint, sea berry, and lemon verbena. And at Bhutan Herbal Tea, we follow integrated soil building practice through use of cover crop and composting. We are organically certified, and we strive to go beyond organic. Our herbs are grown in a very clean environment of Himalayan atmosphere, and it is actually grown at an altitude of above 2,700 meters. Now, this is very important because when you grow herbs at this altitude, everything tends to grow very slow, and as a result, the herbs are packed with more volatile oil as opposed to growing it at lower altitude, which is directly reflected into the flavor, aroma, and the nutrient level of our teas. So if you would like something that we do, and if you want to get touch with me, so I'll be around. And lastly, I would like to thank PhD Chamber and BCCI for the lovely opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think I am sure with today's deliberation and the kind of persuasion we have been doing with the industry here, tomorrow you will have more footfalls. So I think today also you had good people who had visited you. So tomorrow for sure you will have more people so that you can have more business opportunities. And this, sir, reminds me way back almost 37 years now. I was in school at that time, 85, 86. My father used to work in Border Roads Organization. So Devthang, he was posted. So I visited there at that time, and there was a polytechnic yesterday. I think I was discussing with a couple of people. Yes, so he mentioned now it has become a bigger college and university that way. So it reminds me of that. It was a very nice, beautiful place. Sir. So thank you very much once again. So now I would like to invite my dear friend Ms. Sonam. She is the head planning division from the BCCI, the person behind this who have been pursuing with, along with my colleague Yudhvir. So I request if you can come and give the concluding remarks.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, Kuzo Zangpola, Namaste. I am Sonam Chodin from Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all the dignitaries assembled here. I would like to thank our chief guest, His Excellency Ambassador Major General Vistop Namgyal, Royal Bhutanese Embassy, Delhi, India, who honored this event with his inspirational thoughts. Dear Ambassador La, thank you for the immense support rendered towards the BCCI, PHDCCI, and our members. Thank you for agreeing to grace this program despite your busy schedule. Thank you, Mr. President, PHDCCI, and Mr. Pradeep Multani for the unwavering support and also collaborating with us. Thank you for providing us with this excellent venue and hand-holding us in making this event a memorable one. With him, let me also take this opportunity to thank the whole team of PHDCCI as well. Special thank you goes to the EU delegation team leader, Mr. Laurent, and his team for coming to this exhibition to see the outcome of the BCCI Switch Asia project supported by EU. Madam Pem Bida from the Royal Bhutanese Embassy, who has been tirelessly working with the two chambers in coordinating and facilitating with all the support. Thank you, La. Last but definitely not the least, I would personally like to thank my friend, Mr. Yudhvir. I don't know where he is right now, from PH for showering us with your love, support, and friendship in making this event happen and running. Thank you, Yudhvir, once again. Finally, let me wish all the Bhutanese participants a successful B2B and networking, and hope that our Bhutanese companies will be able to find not one, but many right partners from India. Thank you, Kadinche. Dhanyavad.
So thank you very much. So this brings us to the end of this session. Now I would request all the dignitaries on the dais and the delegates to please proceed towards Modi Hall, where we have the exhibition going on, which will be opened by His Excellency. So I request you all to please join us at Modi Hall, which is across the corridor. After that, we will be having a dinner. So if we can have a group photograph before that. All the delegates, if you can come upstairs. I request Sonam, Yudhvir, and team of PHDCCI who have been working for this, please come on stage. Vishalji, you also please join. President sir, we have Mr. Vishal Yadav, who has come all the way, our member from Nimrana. So he is also here.